The influence of social media on society has been a topic of controversy since its inception.
I've got Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat.
I use Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. Those are my three go-tos. I don't have a Facebook or anything like that.
It's estimated over 3 billion people use social media worldwide.
I have Facebook. I don't do Twitter.
That reach has sparked even more worry in recent months, as the use of social media to spread falsities and conspiracy theories has become front-page news.
In 2020, we saw an increase in people using social media, but at the same time, we run into just a surge of conspiracy theories on there.
Many of those theories revolve around the pandemic and the 2020 election. Some social media sites started flagging misleading posts, but Chrysalis Wright, a psychology professor at UCF, says that tactic didn't really help.
So if they hold maybe conspiracy theory views, or they believe, false information, and then they see a post that was flagged, then to them, that just supports their views.
Calls for social media platforms to do more have been going out for years. But it wasn't until after the attack on the Capitol on January 6th that we saw dramatic steps taken by companies. Twitter and Facebook shut down former President Trump's accounts.
That's an interesting situation because he is the president of the United States.
Joseph Uzinski studies conspiracy theories at the University of Miami. He told me he doesn't think social media plays as big a role in the spread of conspiracies as many others do.
People use whatever communication technologies are available to them.
He says kicking people off these larger platforms won't do much in changing their beliefs.
Changing minds is very hard, and it takes sometimes very long and involved conversations.
Wright told me she thinks social media sites do play a larger role in the spread of conspiracies and therefore should do what they can to prevent it. But she too worries about them just kicking people off.
What does this mean for the level of power and influence that the social media platforms have on society as a whole? And they might need to be reined in just a little bit.
The big question is how exactly to do that.
I don't know, because if we choose to use social media, then you should know that's happening.
You should know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. You waived your rights, I guess, in a sense.
I think that there's steps the government can take, but while still maintaining the benefits of a free market.
Discussions on regulating big tech have been ongoing at the federal level. Here in Florida, the governor recently introduced a bill that would fine social media companies who chose to kick off elected officials or candidates. In Orange County, I'm Kelsey Thorpe, WESH 2 News.
The bill promoted by the governor is currently making its way through the legislature in Tallahassee.